The sun produces an unimaginable amount of energy every second. This power is equivalent to about 100 billion hydrogen bombs every second. Thanks to this energy, our planet is warm, bright, and beautiful. There is an abundance of greenery and water all around. Everything blooms and the fragrances of life waft through the air. So if something happens to our star, then we're going to have problems. But for the moment, let's talk about something else. If we take all of the rays that the sun sends us in a day, then it's going to be about 170 trillion kilowatts of energy. What would happen if we were to turn all these rays into one huge beam? Something like a laser with a diameter of just 1 meter, and sent it to Earth. This is a perfect scenario for the apocalypse. I will not torture you if you find yourself in the wrong place at the wrong time, or more precisely, in the path of this ray. You will immediately turn from a biological phenomenon into a physical phenomenon. Yes, you will be most splendidly roasted before you even bat an eyelash. As soon as we turn on our deliciously wicked beam invention, it will, of course, become dark on the surface of the Earth. But this is nowhere near the worst part. When the ray of light reaches the Earth's atmosphere, the air at the point of its entry, in a fraction of a second, will heat up to millions of degrees. And when the air heats up to such temperatures, electrons lose their connection with the nuclei of atoms. In short, it will turn into plasma. As we know, plasma transmits X-rays much better than air. Therefore, X-rays will immediately pass through the plasma and heat everything up quite nicely. But the X-rays will quickly stop when met with non-plasma air from outside our plasma bubble. Although, what's the difference now? The reaction, once started, cannot be stopped. The beam will heat up more and more air, making its way further and further into the atmosphere. The plasma, now a sphere, will grow and expand, and the X-rays will go deeper and deeper into the atmosphere, encountering little significant resistance. New plasma along the boundary will add infrared radiation to the incandescent flow already on its way. The ring of heat and light will spread all around the planet, warming the air and the Earth. In addition, the part of the atmosphere pierced by our beam from space will reflect light back to the planet from there. How quickly will this radiation circle the globe? It depends on different characteristics of atmospheric dispersion, but in point of fact, it is of little importance. Another thing we will see will be a quarter moon. What, you may ask? As soon as we engage our super-duper ray of death, the moon will not be visible. After all, the sunlight normally illuminating the moon is now collected in our one single super ray. And when it reaches the Earth, the light will reflect from the point of contact with the atmosphere and light up part of the satellite. A quarter moon will shine back at us. And do you know what else? This part of our dear satellite moon will be the last thing you ever see. Depending on the position of the moon and your location on the surface of the planet, a single reflected moonbeam of this intensity can easily incinerate you and everything around you. Thus, an assistant appears to our sinister devil ray. The Earth's destruction will proceed that much faster. But there is one very important point to consider in all of this chaos. Can our Uber laser keep track of a moving target on the fly, or is it stationary? If it cannot move, then the Earth will be removed from the line of fire in just 3 minutes. True, this will ultimately do us little good. We will still fry, the atmosphere and the surface of the planet will become noticeably smaller, but the bulk of the Earth will continue on its path in orbit in the form of a charred and smoldering husk. And if that is the case, then our ray of death will bypass the Earth and continue on deep into outer space. And if years later it reaches another planetary system, by then it will be too diffracted to be able to fry anything or anybody. But its brightness will be enough for a good show on the local planets. In conclusion, sunlight is vitally necessary for our existence, but gather it all together and it will doom our planet to destruction. I'm almost done, but I have one last question. If you had the opportunity to build something like this, would you aim the beam at our planet? Write your answers in the comments, put your finger up, subscribe to my channel, and tell your friends about it too. See you later.